Apparently, a second head rolled. I think this is significant, maybe perhaps more significant than the first. Well, let's backtrack. The video that we talked about before, we discussed in detail that the VP of marketing for Bud Light was put on leave. Okay, you could take that in whatever way that you want, or is taking a leave of absence in terms of what that meant. However, as being reported today, there was a second head that rolled right here, as we discussed. A second Bud Light senior marketing executive has been placed on leave following backlash and calls for a boycott over the brand's recent partnership with popular influencer Daniel Blake, who oversees marketing for Anheuser-Busch's mainstream brands, stepped back from his role on Sunday, according to the Wall Street Journal. It was reported Friday that another executive, the Brewers' vice president of marketing, who was behind the campaign, was taking a leave of absence. Given the circumstances, Alyssa has decided to take a leave of absence. We support, Anheuser-Busch spokesperson told the Journal. Daniel has also decided to take a leave of absence. And they say given the circumstances, which to me is them acknowledging that that's specifically what it is. Now, what does that entail? A lot of times this happens within these mega corporations where this person takes a leave of absence and you never hear about them again, which is so effectively they were either fired, they were let go, they agreed that, this isn't going to work without the public saying, basically having it being understood that they were fired. But the fact that they are acknowledging that given the circumstances is letting me know that it's all centered. Well, not me, everybody. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand this. It's letting everybody in on the fact that, well, this has everything to do with the backlash that they got. This is Daniel Blake right here, and he's also taking a step back. Now, I'm going to try. I could be wrong on like the workflow or the chain of command, but it sounds like his marketing is more so focused on the Anheuser-Busch brand. And I think the VP of marketing, and I could be wrong on this, Alyssa, is more so like focused on Bud Light. That could be completely incorrect. What we do know is that Daniel was at least over her, okay, in some way, shape, or form. And this, what happened out of all this. I know that old video popped up. Said despite growing backlash from the partnership with Mulvaney, Bud Light initially defended the move before offering a half-hearted apology to its loyal customers. We covered that non-apology, and you can call it what it is. Heinerschild, which is Alyssa, the VP of marketing, led the brand since June. It's unclear if her replacement, Todd Allen, the global vice president of Budweiser, would be in the role permanently. A replacement has not been announced for Blake. So a second head rolled out of all of this. And look, this idea, and as people love to sit up here and try to make it seem as if, well, you're not there's no power that the individual has. The customers, the consumer, not the consumer, but you get it, what it is that I'm saying. People that buy the product, maybe support a product, had in the past. I'm not a drinker, so it didn't make me any, never mind. But it is showing that, yes, there's a lot of power. These black pillars who like you to think or want you to believe, and I think it's because they want to protect the status quo so bad that you're powerless. You can do nothing. What this shows is that if you guys just stick to your guns on any given issue and you start rerouting focus, definitely for stuff like that's entertainment-based, beer, whatever, these are not companies that provide stuff that you absolutely need, okay? There are alternatives in their own thing that it is they do, whatever industry that they're in. You can find an alternative. But it shows that there's power there. It doesn't have to come from the government. It doesn't have to come that moves start to get made. And sure, they may try to correct course. They may be rewarded for correcting course. Maybe people have short memories. I hope you don't. Some of these companies, these older archaic companies anyway, maybe they need to go under. Maybe it's time for something else, alternative, to kind of come up and rise from the ashes. But it shows how much you have power. And don't think for 1 second other industries aren't looking at this whole situation and how it unfolded. Like, we need to be careful about how we do our marketing and how we present our projects, because, well, we may have to suffer economically by turning off. And you can think it's stupid all you want, but turning off, let's say, a particular part of the audience because you're getting involved in something that they don't specifically care about. Screw all that. How you feel about Bud Light is irrelevant. How you feel about people boycotting like that is irrelevant. Bud Light is irrelevant. What to me is the most important part of this is that it shows that individuals, if they act as such and act accordingly, stop treating everything like it's inevitable and it has to happen, it shows that there's power there and change can absolutely happen out of that. Doesn't require the government. All it requires is you rerouting your focus and rerouting your funds. If you enjoyed this video and want to support other content, please become a member at ericdjuly.com. This is my own unique platform that replaced my Patreon. Our Ultra Max, which is our highest tier, gets free shipping domestically, even with Rippaverse orders, and are able to redeem the Creators Edition copy of ISOM #1. You can move up and down tiers or cancel at any time. Also visit Rippaverse.com. This is my comic book company that launched a $3.7 million campaign. We appreciate your support.